Dr. Dawn had reached out to me when she seen my testimony that I did with you a while back, and so she reached out and asked me if yeah, she had gave me a 6 month subscription for free, to her app, and then she asked me, we did a Zoom meeting, and she asked me to share my testimony with her, and I did. And, the first thing that she said was, "Why haven't you written a book yet?" You know, which has been something that this has been said to me many times over the past 3 years now. But and it's coming. I just but I've always thought, you know, if I can get some direction from somebody, and one of those biggest people was Mark Batterson. He's the guy that wrote the book called Whisper. That's the book that led me to the Lord in the county jail. And not only that, but his book just spoke to me so much. Like when I got baptized, he always talked about going. I didn't know what faith was, so I kind of used his faith, and he talked about going on long walks with God and speaking to him and asking him for things, and I go on those walks, at night, serve my prayer life after I got baptized, and asking him to send me a female. And that's when he, had put it on my heart that I had a daughter I hadn't seen in 15 years. So, something else the Bible always tells us is, that we should encourage one another through our testimonies. And I've always wanted to reach out to Mark. I mean, I've bought several copies of these books, thinking that throw up a red flag, and maybe he'd wonder who this guy is buying all these books. And you know, I've I've had different people try to reach out to him, and nobody's been able to. But uh, Dr. Dawn, she called me back later on, or like 2 weeks later, and she says, "By the way, I got a hold of Mark's secretary, and she said that he'll be in contact with you here in a couple of weeks, and he'll send me, an autographed copy of one of his books." And he did that. Then he also sent me his email address. So I sent him an email of my testimony, and he reached back out to me, and he told me how profound it was, and how it was such a blessing for answered prayers. And then he invited me to come down in September. I'll be going down in September for this conference called Renew, and it's basically just for entrepreneurs, people, kind of like me, starting my own sober living house. And